Hi, welcome back to another video. As you can see, I'm in a different environment because I rent out this space from the university, which is great. I didn't know they do such things, but since I'm a student, it's for free and it's more convenient for me because it's really difficult for me to film in my dorm because there's always people and some noise from the street, from the kitchen. If you watch my videos, you already know the drill because I always mention it because I always have issues when I film. And so I wanted to pre-film some more videos so they can keep coming out every week. If you've noticed, I've changed the schedule. The videos now will come out every Monday because here it didn't work out for me to put out a video every Saturday morning, because if I didn't have time to edit the video during the week, then on Fridays we always go out or do stuff, so then I would never have time to edit the video. So now I pushed it to Mondays, so I always have the weekend before that to edit. Anyways, today is about a Kindle again, because at this point it has been more or less 3 months, maybe a little bit more, that I've been using it. And so I was thinking I could do a little update on the user experience, how it has been, if my opinion changed maybe, and if I would still recommend it to people who are interested. So the initial impressions versus 3 months in, I have to say I don't think it's changed too much for me. I'm still very excited about it, happy about it. There's nothing honestly really that would bother me or that I would not be happy with. At the same time though, I wouldn't say that like my life is so much better now, because to be fair, I haven't been reading as much as I thought I would after getting a Kindle, but that's for sure because of my Erasmus experience, because I'm so busy with other stuff here that everything else honestly in my life just gets pushed to the side a bit. So let's dive into the reading habits a little bit more. When I was doing my preparation for this video, I used ChatGPT to like give me some points or like structure, and there was a question about how has my volume of reading changed, if it increased or decreased after getting a Kindle. And I think honestly so far it's stayed the same. Maybe it increased just a little bit because of the convenience of having the Kindle, because it's so easy to take it anywhere, which is what I do if I go outside for a walk, if I go lay in the park for a bit, if I go to school and then I have a break in between like a class or something. I always take it with me because it's like so light and very small that really it just doesn't take up a lot of space. Because what I do, and that's probably my favorite thing about the Kindle, is that I just put it in the back pocket of my pants and I go. I swear it fits into almost every pair of jeans and pants that has like back pocket. Then you don't even need an extra bag for this. So with that, I would say maybe it increased a little bit, because now I can read even in like 5 or 10 minutes intervals, like I said, during a break of one of my classes, or also when I go to the choir. Now I know people there and I have friends, so during the break that we have, I talk to people. But before that, when I didn't know people, I would just sit there and read on my Kindle, because why not? Whereas if you had like a physical book, you usually like think about, okay, do I take it with me or not? Is it worth it? Because even if it's not like a 500, 600 pages book, it is still kind of heavy and takes up space, and you have to be mindful of that when you're like choosing a bag or backpack that you're taking. So yes, I would say I reach for it more often that maybe a physical book, because usually at home I would have the physical book on my nightstand next to my bed, and then when I would go somewhere I would have to think about bringing the book with me. Whereas here it's really, how do I explain this? Maybe it's because I don't have a nightstand here, so I just put it either on my bed or my table, but I also just always have it like in my backpack, in my bag. About features and functionality, I mean, from everything that I've already said, I would say it is very functional. The Kindle, like inside the features, what I use the most is maybe highlighting. No, actually the thing I use most is like the lit up display, because if I read at night in my bed, I turn it up a little bit. I also put on the dark mode so it's not as like flashy. And then I do highlight from time to time, which this might be something that could bother people because it is kind of like slow. It's not like on a phone or iPad where you just like click and it's so fast. Like it takes a little bit of time. You have to be patient, and sometimes it doesn't not work properly, but like I want to highlight a sentence, and then when you're adjusting like what's highlighted, it sometimes jumps somewhere that you don't want to. So you have to do it like very slowly, very carefully, and then lightly tap on the button highlight, and then it highlights it. which then it's kind of nice if you go to like a whole folder, I guess, of the highlights, and you can see what you've highlighted in all the books. I think it also says like from what page and everything. So for people who like to be organized like me, that's kind of useful. And the note taking, I didn't really use it, I think, because I usually don't, what is it called, like annotate books. I have a whole issue with like writing into books. I even had to learn how to highlight with an actual marker. I just started doing it last year, but it's still a process because I have to decide if it's worth highlighting in this book, like if I'm gonna keep it, because if not, then I maybe want to sell it, and then you're not supposed to like have any highlights inside. There are some other cool features that I've used. For example, highlighting a word and then it gives you the description or definition of the word. So if you don't know what a word means, I don't know if it's for all languages though. I haven't tested it because so far I've just been reading in English, and that's been actually helpful because before, in the past, when I was like reading books in English, I was maybe starting out, I would have to have like my phone on the side, and then if I didn't understand a word, I would have to type it in, see the translation, go back to the book, maybe even write in the translation with a pencil. Whereas now you can just click on the word and you see it immediately, and you don't have to have like two devices to do that and be maybe distracted by the other device. And also now the reading flows kind of more easily than if you're going, you know, from the phone to the book and stuff like that. So I think it might be really useful for someone who wants to improve a certain language. Again, I don't know if it's available in all of the languages, but I think probably in the like big ones, French, English, Spanish, German, maybe, I don't know. And so then you can get a book in that language, put it in a Kindle, and then if you don't know the words, you can just click and it will give you the definitions or even actual translations. So that is really, really helpful for educational purposes. I should have used that as an argument for my parents when I wanted to get one, and maybe I could have gotten it sooner. Now for the battery life. Oh my God, that is insanely good. Maybe it's because I haven't been using it as much, but I swear I've charged it maybe like 3 times within these 3 months, and that was when the battery wasn't even like low. It was maybe about like 50%, like from 40 to 60 maybe, but it wasn't even that necessary. It's so amazing because with all of these devices that we own these days, like a phone, laptop, the watch, like I have to charge things all the time and it's kind of annoying. So I'm glad that this is not just like another device that you have to care for every day, every night, but you can still use it a lot. And for the display, I don't know if there's anything special to say. I'm using like a matte screen protector so it doesn't reflect the light. It's not glossy or shiny when I'm outside reading in the sun. But I didn't really test it out without the screen protector because I put it on immediately. But I don't think it's even that shiny without the screen protector. So I feel like you would be able to read outside in the sun without any issues. Ecosystem and library. So the way I've been acquiring books, how I've been acquiring books for my Kindle up until now has been mostly Kindle Unlimited subscription that I had for free with the purchase of the Kindle. I think it was for 3 months, but it started already in November when I ordered the Kindle. So even though I've been using it for 3 months, I already even tried some other ways of how to acquire books. Let's talk about the Kindle Unlimited first. I like it, but to be honest, I don't know if it would be worth for me personally continuing the subscription because like I said, I'm not reading as much right now, and so paying, I think it's like $10 or 10 euros every month, I would feel bad about it because I wouldn't use it enough since I can get books elsewhere for free. I think it is great for people who read a lot because then it is definitely worth your money. It's easily accessible. The only thing I realized is that it doesn't have all the books in the world, which I guess it makes sense, but before I thought for some reason that it would have all of them. So maybe sometimes what can happen is that you don't find the book on there, but I feel like if you read like the popular books that are on TikTok or like listed in high ranking in Amazon, you should be fine. But again, the books, you don't keep them. Like once the rental period, I guess, is over, it just disappears from your library. I don't know if you can still keep like the highlights in the highlights folder that I mentioned, but maybe in the future when I'm not a student anymore and I have a stable job and I will have some sort of a routine of reading more than now, I will purchase Kindle Unlimited. So just to sum it up a little bit, I do think it's nice and it's helpful and it's not that expensive at all. It's just for me right now, it's not worth it. And so how I acquire my books for free. I think I talked about it in the last video already in the first Kindle vlog, and it is Stuff Your Kindle Day, which I discovered very randomly, probably on Instagram or TikTok, where a girl was talking about it and she was like, you can just get thousands of books for free. And it happens multiple times a year. Now it's gonna be during April. I think it's like the 22nd, 25th, and 27th or something like that. And those 3 days are for like different genres. There will also be a Stuff Your Earbuds Day for audiobooks, which I'm really excited about because I've never really listened to audiobooks, but I really want to try it. And if I get some for free, then maybe I will be motivated. And so I'll just quickly sum up what Stuff Your Kindle Day is. It happens on a specific days during a year. You type in Stuff Your Kindle Day into Amazon, and then a bunch of books pop up that are for free, and you just click on buy with one click or something, and it adds it to your library. You don't have to have a Kindle to use it. I think you can just open the files on your phone or laptop, maybe even computer. So it's for anyone really who wants to read books digitally. I will link a girl who focuses on these things, on this topic about reading a lot on TikTok. I think I found it through her. So if you want more updates, more information, you can just go to her profile because she's really good at it. One last point, I don't really miss physical books. Like so far, I haven't thought about like, oh, I wish I could have a book in my hand, because I still did bring, I think, 3 books to Belgium, like physical copies, and I haven't read them yet, even though I really love like touching the books and having them in my hands. But so far, I haven't thought about it. So maybe if you've thought about getting a Kindle, but you think you're gonna miss the paper and touching it, for me, it hasn't happened. I would definitely recommend getting a Kindle. It's up to you if you want the, I guess, smallest one that I have, which is the basic 2022. In the last video, I was also saying that maybe I should have gotten the Paperwhite, which is a little bit bigger, and it has the option to adjust the color of the light of the display. I think I would be using it if I had the option to like make the display more yellow, but since it has the dark mode, it's fine really, and I still don't think it's worth spending the 40 extra euros on it. And the Paperwhite is even bigger, so then I don't know if it would fit into my back pocket. And I really think this size is perfect. I can hold it in just one hand. I bought the pop socket, I found a good one months ago, and I still haven't put it on because I don't know like where to put it, because I was like trying it out and I was like, what if I hold it with my left hand? What if I hold it with my right hand? So I have to force myself to finally put it on. Also with the stickers, some people commented on the video that the stickers are supposed to be like underneath the case, so then you can still move them around and change them. But honestly, I don't mind actually sticking them to the cover because I don't need to change it out often. But maybe next time if I change this, because maybe the case, because it's transparent, maybe it will get a bit yellow, because that's what always used to happen with my phone case when I was getting like the transparent one, maybe with some like stickers on it. So maybe if that happens and I want to change it out, then I will just put the stickers underneath. Right now, I'm focusing on finding the best book tracking app, because I want to have a nice organized space where I can see all of the books I've read, where I can rate them, maybe even add some quotes. That depends on the app that I use and what function it has. So I'm on the hunt for the perfect book tracking app. I downloaded a bunch of them. I researched it a little bit, and then I went into App Store, I think into like a category for books or something, and downloaded not all of them, but a lot of them. And so I'm gonna test them out for you, and I'm gonna make a separate video in the future, but it's gonna take some time because I want to try all of the ones I downloaded and really get to know what features they offer, maybe even compare the prices, what's worth, what's not worth paying for, what's the cheapest one, what's the most expensive one. So that video is gonna come out, I guess, in a couple of months probably, but I'm really excited about it. So thank you for watching. If you have any more questions about the Kindle that you would like to answer, if you're curious about something, still undecided if to buy one or not, you can let me know in the comments. I will reply to you. We can chat a little, share our thoughts and experiences, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.